groovy.
Hey everybody, Jim here. Recently I have been picking up a lot of shoot 'em ups for the Xbox 360. I've been sharing some photos of this on Facebook, and the most commonly asked question is which of them is region free. So I thought I would make this video just to kind of inform the would-be Xbox 360 shoot 'em up buyers out there. So in no particular order, here are some region-free shoot 'em ups for the Xbox 360. So this first game is called Bullet Soul. It's developed by 5PB, and what's unique about this one is that if an enemy has some bullets on the screen when you destroy them, those bullets then turn kind of white, clear, opaque looking, and they are then a bullet soul, and you can collect them to get some really big point boosts. So it actually, if you want to get a really high score, it behooves you to, let the screen kind of fill up with bullets before you destroy your enemies. Therefore, you can collect more bullet souls and get a higher score, which is really cool, really kind of unique gameplay mechanic. I don't think I've ever seen in any other shooters. I guess hence the name of the game, Bullet Soul. Even when you're fighting bosses, if you do a certain amount of damage, the bullets they have on screen will turn into bullet souls, and then you can collect them to get more points. And just like any other good shooter, there's plenty of power-ups. You got a stock of bombs, a few different characters to choose from with different levels of speed and power, a couple of different shot types. And the whole bullet soul mechanic actually makes it one of the easier shoot 'em ups on the 360. There are some really difficult bullet hell shooters out there. This one might be a good introductory shoot 'em up if you're thinking about getting into some 360 shooters. It looks good, it's got a really good soundtrack, and it's a lot of fun. And a sequel was just released this past month called Bullet Soul Infinite Burst. And that's a really good one, introduces some new modes and stuff. So Bullet Soul, this might be a good one to try out if you're thinking about getting into Xbox 360 shoot 'em ups. So this next game is called Ginga Force, and it's developed by Qute, spelled Qute. It's an interesting shoot 'em up in that it changes perspectives a lot. It's mostly a top-down shoot 'em up, but it'll also go into kind of isometric views and from behind the ship and everything, which I actually kind of find a little bit disorienting, but it does change up the gameplay quite a bit, which is good. There's a story mode to play through where you can collect money from all the ships you destroy, or I guess points, whatever they may be, and then you can use that to upgrade your ship. So you can buy all kinds of different weapons and engine upgrades and things like that. In each mission you go into, you can have a main weapon, a sub-weapon, and a special weapon, and they're all activated by different button presses. Kind of similar to maybe like one of the treasure shooters, where there are a multitude of different shot types to use at any one given time. It's pretty good, it looks good, it sounds good. Difficulty level is pretty high, so it'll keep you playing for a while. And so this might be a good one to check out if you're looking for some region-free shooters. That's Ginga Force by Cute. Not a bad one.
前方に再び交差点。
またかよ。容赦ない野郎だ。としたぜ。
僕らへの着信そう未来から違うわからないいる場所は変わらないのに
Next up is Dodonpachi SaiDaiOuJou. There are quite a lot of Dodonpachi games for the 360. This one's the most recent. It was released in 2013. A lot of people will be familiar with this series. Cave has been making Dodonpachi games for almost 20 years, ever since the first one came out on the Sega Saturn. This one doesn't stray too far from the kind of formula set forth by the other Dodonpachi games. Top-down bullet hell shooter. It's really difficult. This one made slightly less difficult just by the virtue of you have a life bar. And when you get hit, your character will automatically use a bomb, if they have one, to kind of, I guess, not get hit. It'll cancel out the bullet. So it makes it a little bit easier. You can, of course, play with the difficulty settings. But for the most part, the Dodonpachi games are pretty difficult. This game has a few different ships to choose from with different shot types. And that's very cool. You also get your stock of bombs, or you can use them to power up your ship and get a really powerful shots that can do a lot more damage, but they won't clear the screen like a bomb will. And it's just an overall really great, fast-paced, good-looking, great-sounding, as is typical of these games. Dodonpachi SaiDaiOuJou. This would be a good one for long-time Dodonpachi fans.
走行前方向敵走行全破壊を確認しました。確認しました。ぐるみが渡れてまだ官房さんね。マスター、もっと攻めちゃって。たまやー。
So finally we come to Muchi Pork and Pink Sweets. I love both of these games. Muchi Pork in particular. For me, it's a game that once I start playing it, I have to keep playing. Like when I started recording the footage for this video, I just had to keep playing because it's too fun. It's very standard, actually. There's not a whole lot of variance there. You have a shot and your bombs, and you collect power-ups to power your shot up. And that's about it. No real gimmicks here. It's just really colorful and really just like fun to look at. The music is also very catchy and upbeat. And the good thing about both of the games on this disc, actually, is they come with a difficulty gauge. So the difficulty always stays reasonable, because as you do well, the difficulty gauge fills up, so the game becomes more difficult. And then if that's becoming too hard for you to handle, you're dying a lot, the difficulty gauge will go back down, and it'll become more manageable again. So the difficulty is kind of constantly adjusting to how well you're playing, which is very cool. Again, both games are just absolutely awesome. Muchi Pork is my favorite of the two, though. This one would definitely be a really good buy for anyone looking to pick up just like a really fun and addictive region-free shooter for the Xbox 360. I highly recommend Muchi Muchi Pork and Pink Sweets combo pack. It's really awesome. So there you go. That's a few region-free shooters for the Xbox 360. There are more. I just don't have them. But definitely, if you are a shooter fan, or even if you aren't and you've been thinking about maybe giving them a shot, definitely do. They're a lot of fun. Just be forewarned, they can be very addictive, so be careful. But that being said, this is Jim. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.